Good evening, the great people of Biafra all over the world. Good evening, the great people of Africa. And I greet you according to your place of domicile. Wherever you are, while you are joining, invite others to join. We are live, we are direct, we are also live on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. In case if Facebook drops you while we are doing this live, you can join on YouTube. It is 3 minutes before the top of the hour. I know I promise, so many people who called that I will be doing this broadcast exactly when it's 5 o'clock Biafra time. But unfortunately, I had a backlog of work which I need to, finish up with. So that's exactly the reason why I was late. My apologies. And we call this interactive session where many people will call in and tell us exactly what they think with regards to what is happening in IPOB. Many people called me earlier on after this broadcast was playing in Biafra Echo. Many people were believing it was a live broadcast. It was actually a podcast. So now we are going to be doing the interactive session. But before we bring in the number, I want to touch on the thing that is happening also in Ukraine. The thing that is happening also in Ukraine. I want you to understand that in Ukraine, there is a separatist movement as well as the way we are, the separatist movement in that Nigeria. There is a separatist movement, and Ukraine people, they have been oppressing this separatist movement. They have been oppressing those secessionists, oppressing them, killing them, that up to, I think, up to 14,000, if the number does not lie. Up to 14,000 people died in that process, just like what Nigeria is doing to us today. Nigeria is been killing our people prior 1967. They've been killing our people extrajudiciously. They have killed more than 3.5 million people, if not 5 million Biafrans. And till date, they are still killing our people extrajudiciously. When Chukwuokike Abiama touches the heart of some nation and they decide to rise up in order to come to our rescue, many nations will call them, you are invader, you are oppressor, because you have invaded the zoo, without them understanding what time is it. Because the time we are now is the time of reckoning. It is the time of reckoning. That is the reason why you hear so many people criticizing those who claim they are man of God. That is the reason why you see so many of those so-called men of God. You see them acting otherwise in what they should be, the way they should be behaving. They are misbehaving, because this is the time that in 2000 and in the year 2000, there was, conspiracy theory that the world is going to end in the year 2000. Many people were buying boxes of candles. That they said that will be, according to the conspiracy, they said that will be 3 days darkness. A lot of conspiracy happened. And that conspiracy is that the reason why it was presented is that this day, when it arrives, you will not be able to uncover that this is that time that you were preparing for in the year 2000. This is that time, you know. So when Russia invaded Ukraine, I don't have anything to say about it. I don't have anything to say. Many of you will call me a monster. Many of you will call me. I reason differently from you, the way you reason. I don't reason the way you reason. The reason why I do not reason the way you reason is number one. Number one, when so many countries in Europe were invading Africa, how many people came to condemn? I say, I stand for Europe, I stand for Africa, I stand for Europe, I stand for the zoo, or I stand for South Africa. How many nations come out to say? How many nations began to pray, pointing at the map, praying for these nations in Africa? But today you find our African people. Let me be honest with you. This time around is the time you will not understand mercy. There is no mercy anymore in this world. God have ceased every mercy for the wicked. Every wicked people, every wicked nations in this world, they are going to be perished. They are going to perish. It is coming in a different dimension because it is the time to tell the truth. It is the time to remove every skeleton in your cupboard. That is the reason why we are calling the nations that are involved with what is happening to our people to come and fix the damages they did prior, 19th century. To come and fix the damages they did in 19th century. Because what exactly is going on, people believe it is just Biafra and Nigeria. They don't have missile, they don't have sophisticated weapon. They should keep using their grounders, killing each other. It is not going to be like that forever. It is not going to be like that forever, because when the world is rotating, the world is round, and it orbits around the sun. The earth orbits around the sun. When it gets to the end, it starts afresh. The first shall be the last shall be the first. You don't understand it. This is the time that the first is going to be the last, while the last is going to be the first. Nigeria, they have seen themselves to be superior. They have seen themselves to be, they can kill anybody that rises up, they can intimidate anybody that rises up to come, to be free from that nation. The same way Ukraine was doing to their secessionists. And today, Ukraine is hearing from Russia. Remember, Ukraine seceded from Russia. And there was people who want to secede, who want to, separate from Ukraine. Ukraine were intimidating them, just like Nigeria is intimidating us. The same story. It's just that so many of us, we don't understand. We believe it is just big first world country invading the country that they believe they can. This is not African invasion. This is invading themselves. That is one thing you should know. Invading themselves. And you should understand that the same fate awaits Nigeria. The same fate awaits Nigeria. It is coming. It is coming. The world is coming to an end. And this time around is the time to gather the 12th tribe. The 12th tribe of the house of David. The 12th tribe of house of Israel. That is the time to gather them together, to gather the remnant of the 12th tribe, that Chukwokika may refine them as a pure gold, and 2 parts of them will be cut off. Just like we keep saying, just like we keep preaching all the time, that 2 parts of our people will be cut off. I am just, pitying those who are on the crossfire, who does not know exactly what is going on, that are They found themselves in crossfire of what is happening in Russia, in Ukraine, rather. Chukwokikabiama will save his people. God who lives in heaven will save his people. He will save his people. Do you know what Chukwokikabiama called the Russian people? He called them the wounded lion. The wounded lion. I am going to make a topic on this when the time is right. A topic on this. We are going to look into the history. The wounded lion. And they are rising up. They are rising up. The wounded lion. Remember what is happening in Ukraine. It might escalate into something else. And the people who are the target, they know. They know. They know. I am going to leave it here for now, but we are going to make a topic on that. We stand in solidarity with those who found themselves in a crossfire, who are helpless Ukraine, helpless Russians. We know we stand in solidarity with them, because when the two elephants they fight, the ground that they step on suffers. We stand in solidarity with them. But what is bound to happen is going to happen. It comes to a point that when you are afraid of losing when you are trying to protect your life, you lose it. You are trying to protect your life, you lose it. Because you don't understand what time is it. You don't understand what time is it. The end is near. The end is near. That is the reason why when I see evil people all over the place, trying to reap from where they did not sow, it makes me want to go south. It makes me crazy. Because, people, we've been suffering from one problem. Each and every generation will repeat the same mistake. Each and every generation will repeat the same mistake. History keeps repeating itself. Why is it happening? The same reason why we found ourselves in this predicament we find ourselves into. But notwithstanding, we are not forgetting anybody who oppress us, they are going to get oppressed by another nation. Anybody, whoever oppress our people, they will get oppressed from another nation. So that is the reason why we must protect our struggle. We must protect it jealously. There is no way we are going to be here like human beings. We are smelling like dead body. We are smelling like spirit. We are human. And this battle of protecting our territory, this battle of protecting what we believe in, this battle of protecting our struggle, this battle of protecting the structure left behind by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it is human beings that are going to do it, no animal. And that is the reason why we are here, to face our enemy. Until they bow down, we are not going to back down. Until they bow down, we are not going to back down. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told us that we must defend this struggle. We must defend the structure. We must defend it jealously. Because he knows that the enemy will do everything that they want to do, everything it takes. The enemy will do whatever it takes to destabilize and destroy this struggle. And by starting from destabilizing the structure that has been there, the same structure helped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in 2015. But I am very, very optimistic. I'm very, very happy today. I am very, very happy today because you have seen the enemy for what they are. Believe you me, they want to make peace. They are strategizing. They are strategizing. They are building a new formation. They want to make peace, but I can assure them this end of the month is their end. When you break something and join it together, it will never reach again. It will never be complete again. Whenever you break something, you join it together, it will never be complete again. That is the most important part of this topic that you must understand. The most important part of it, there is no way you will, break something and bring it back. They will never be complete. Someone is saying that our volume, your strength in this fight speaks volume. Your strength in this fight speaks volume. Thank you very much. I take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. We must continue. It is very, very important that in what we are doing, regardless of the plans, regardless of the fight of the enemy, we must proceed. We must protect what we have. You must defend your home. If you do not defend your home, the enemy will come in and take over your home, and you are going to be called a slaves inside the home that you build with your blood, the home that you build with your strength, the home that you build with everything that you have. So we cannot allow the enemy to, supersede the power of the innocent people. We cannot allow the infiltrators to supersede the power of the owners of the land. We are the indigenous people of Biafra, who lives in heaven. Just like we always say, it is not Chukwokike Abiama who lives in Aba. We are talking about Chukwokike Abiama who lives in heaven, who created Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and gave him the mantle to lead this struggle that the enemy want to at all cost, digress the plan, the initial plans of God in this struggle, which we cannot allow the enemy to divert the initial plan of this struggle, because we are people who are fighting for our freedom. And the freedom is what we are going to get. There is no going back. It is either we achieve our freedom or we die in the process. Because there is no way you will tell me that, we are like living dead without freedom. We are like a living dead without freedom. Regardless of how much you believe you have, regardless of how much you believe that you can, you have in your bank account, or how much money you believe you have made, or how many businesses you control, it is freedom or nothing. A free man does not try to struggle or strive in order to do anything for money. Free men cannot do anything for money. It is because of no freedom in our land. That is the reason why we are called people who can do anything for money. And I don't agree with it. We can never agree with the name the enemy have given to us. And they projected us to answer or bear this name in order to lose focus. We can never agree with what the enemy called us. There is a saying in Igbo land that says that it is very evil. It is very, very evil. You will never be the mockery that the world is making out of you. You don't allow yourself to be subjected to what the enemy is calling you. The enemy, vowed that there is nothing an Igbo man started that they will finish. The enemy said that there is nothing a Biafran starts that will ever finish. The enemy said that we can never come together to face our enemy. We know one enemy. But we are going to prove that enemy wrong. We are going to prove them wrong. When I was going through the colonization process, the time I was going through the colonization process, you know, I experienced a lot. I experienced a lot. Even prophecy, religious, the day you come out of religious mental slavery of religion, the day you come out of that, religious, plan to engage you, the day you decolonize from religious, you know, you will do better. I experienced a lot, mostly when I was trying to detox from religious activities. The time I was trying to detox from religious, everything. That is the same time you will be hearing different bad prophecies from Mr. A to Mr. B. They will tell you that you are going to do this, that the enemy have planned from your homeland, from your home country. They have planned that you will never make it, you will never succeed. They have, they keep telling you things that will drag you back to what you are fighting to come out of. But while I was at it, when I was still going through a decolonization process, while I am at it, to the extent whoever that calls me to tell me a prophecy came and they said this, they said that, I tell them, please, don't you ever call me to tell me about prophecy. If Chukwu Kikabiama have something to show me, have something for me, he will show me myself. And this prophecy, most of them, when they come, do you know what they will do? When they come to you, they will tell you now, they will attract you. There is a prayer that we need to make. This prayer that we need to make, we must buy this, we must buy that. At the end of it all, you do it. After doing it, it looks like things are still getting worse. The same thing they prophesy, which was never there, will begin to get worse after they have done it, because psychological information. Do you know when you don't have a cancer, you go to a doctor to do a blood test, you do go to do a general blood test, and then your blood sample is misplaced with a cancerous blood sample. Now, the doctor called you, you have a cancer. You will start having symptom of cancer. That is called psychological approach. Psychological, manipulation. When you hear it, when you get that information, that thing, your spirit, your soul will now start paying attention to it. Everything that happens, the energy present, it is this thing they told you. It is nothing but a psychology. Psychology. It is better the day our people come out of this religious manipulation will be the day, Africa will be free. Africa will be free. Every nation on this earth, whenever you see a nation that each corner, a nation that have regulated the amount of churches that come into their nation, believe you me, that nation, they are doing, great. They are doing well. But whenever you see a nation, every corner and every cranks and every, corners of that nation is a church. Every corners of that nation is a mosque. Every corner of that nation is a temple. You don't even know the spirit that the Christianity carries will be fighting the spirit that Islam carry. The spirit that Islam carry will be fighting the spirit that Tamil, all this other religion. They will be fighting each other. in the fight, in that fight, they will be bringing the spirit that defend that nation down. That's how it is. What made blunder, the blunder that is happening in Nigeria, the evil blunder and agenda and mental slavery that happens in Nigeria is through the 95, let's say 65% of it come from religion, mental slavery. Religion, that's where it came from. That is exactly what is happening. That is exactly where it is coming from. And that religion, they claim that they are using the Bible to teach our people. When they read the book of Micah 3:11, when they read the book of Malachi, or they call it Malachi, they will tell you about tithe and offering. They will do everything that God said that is a curse against those who disobey the commandment of God is upon you, not upon your pastor. They shift it to you. They don't shift it to themselves. That is been the problem. And that is how religion manipulation starts. They present it to you, they place you, they subject you to a certain level of understanding that whatever you do, you must think about, religion. I am a Christian. I am a Muslim. I am this. At the end of it, everything you do, you must think about your religion first. When you read the Bible, Chukwu Okike Abiama say, we should remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. We should remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. A pastor will tell you, you should remember the sun, the Sunday, the sun, the day that these people who brought you religion are worshiping their God. The sun, awana cha. Because every day of the week represents something. Every day of the week represents something. They now turn it around. They said, Bible say, 6 days you do your work. On the 7th day, which is the Sabbath of the Lord, you shall have rest and holy convocation. Holy convocation, the day you will gather, the gathering of brethren. Just like we are doing now. This is the holy convocation that we are having now. Holy convocation. The gathering of brethren. You will gather and you begin to teach thy children your philosophy. You begin to teach your children ordinana. You begin to teach your children your good norms and value system. That is exactly the holy convocation. You teach your children the law, the constitution of ordinana, the constitution that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave to you. That is the day you will gather your family and you remind them where they come from. That is exactly the Sabbath day. But they tell you the Sunday. That is the reason why the book of Revelation says, come out of her. Those, they are gathering of, they are in the congregation of the dead. Come out of her. That is how it is. And that is exactly what projected so many of our people today, because they don't understand what exactly spirituality is talking about in Africa. They don't understand African spirituality. They don't understand African doctrine. They don't understand African culture, the ways of life of people. They ignore it. They ignore it. Remember, Chukwu Okike Abiama created every nation and give them their own ways of life, through which Chukwu Okike Abiama is praised, through which this way of life he is praised. They brought their own ways and force it on us, that we reject our own way, because we can never understand their own way. We will never do with their own way without making a blunder, without exploiting somebody, while trying to champion or promote the ways of others. And when they practice their own way, they practice it to support each other, to support themselves, because that is what they are given, through which their God is praised, through which their God is pleased. Chukwokikabiyama created us, gave us this scroll called Bible. Our history is there, our constitution is there, our law is there, the prophecy that of our lives are there, everything is there. We rejected it. And because we rejected it, we call ourselves Christians. There are so many people in the name of Christianity, when they see the right thing that you are doing, just because you don't buy their philosophy, just because you don't agree with their philosophy, you become the enemy. There are many people who come and tell you that they believe in Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but they don't believe in his philosophy, or they don't believe in his theology. Just like the pastor we were talking about the other day, he's talking about they don't believe in his theology because they don't understand that theology is just 400 years ago, initiative. Theology, 400 years ago initiative. That is theology. First century ago theology, initiative. They will tell you they don't believe in his theology. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not practice theology. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not practice archaeology, or anthropology. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu tells you what we are through the oldest book of history of mankind, which is Torah and the Bible. Torah, it's from scroll. You will understand our history into it if you're able to discover those pages that was removed by the enemy, because they cannot understand it and they know that that is the reason why when our people are when the remnant of the 12th tribe of Israel are gathered, they will bring back those books, put it together. That's when the book will have more power. That's when the book will have power to direct, power to to give you everything that you need to know about yourself. Because we are being presented fighting for. We are fighting to restore the kingdom of God upon the face of this planet. We have the mantle because we are the tribe that Chukwokikabiyama ordained to awaken others, because we wake up first, we wake others up. That is exactly what it is. Why we are fighting against every exploitation against our people. We are fighting against every evil doing against our people. We are fighting every oppression against our people. We are fighting every direct and indirect slavery against our people. We are fighting it, and we shall emerge victoriously. That is exactly what gives me hope, because I know, and this, the prophecy says that we shall emerge victoriously when the time is right. And that time is now. We must do everything to ensure directed him, the only way you are going to defeat your enemy, the only way you will not allow your enemy to penetrate is to bring different types of people, place them in a structure, structure them that Even if the enemy reached one person, they will not reach all of them at once. That was the plan. And that's how he did it. That is the reason why he, the enemy is fighting from all corners. They fought from afar. They failed. They fought from near. They failed. They have come into the structure, into the struggle, be, play to be friend of the struggle, playing, acting to be the family. Struggle, but at the end of the day, they have one agenda, just like Nigeria agenda. Nigeria agenda is to keep, slowing every, talent to make sure that they destroy and suppress every talent. Organize their cars. That's why you find different, young people, they will be manufacturing some, innovating things that is unimaginable. These children never went to school to study it. We just no wonder. Just imagine what if they go to school to study such things? What is going to be the result from it? You'll find them manufacturing beautiful things, the things that make Chinese great. Our people are doing it. Nigeria will never recognize it because Nigeria is the blind people that want to lead the blind people. But unfortunately, they are blind that they are leading, they are there being led by them. We that have, we have seen the miracle has happened. The time of our blindness is over. Now we can see. We cannot allow a blind person to lead people that can see. Where has it happened? Blind politicians leading people who are able to see. Just because you are blind, they gave you power. They have oppressed and suppressed us for so long, and we can no longer accept it. We can no longer accept it because we are children of Chukwu Okike Abiama. The time of reckoning is now. We must emancipate. We must, regain the land of Chukwu Okike Abiama. We must regain that kingdom come. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Because the will of God is never done. It is the will of pastors. It is the will of priests. It is the will of your native doctors that have been done. It is not the will of God. let thy kingdom come, for thy will to be done. Because when the kingdom come, the will of God will unfold in our lives. And that's what the enemy does not want. Because the enemy understand David. The enemy, when they look back towards our history, they see David. When they look back in our history, they see Solomon. When they look back in our history, they will see all great men. All great men that led, this movement in the past. Because there is no way the will of God will be done in our life if our kingdom is not restored. If the kingdom is not restored, that is exactly what is going on. And we must protect, defend this hallowed movement jealously with every drop of our blood. Even if it warrant that we are going to, we always bring out time from our job, making sure that we preach this gospel of freedom to our people. We will do it. We will do it. Because the enemy, is been preaching gospel of destruction to our people, that our people does not understand exactly which way to turn. They have made mockery of our people. They have made mockery of our freedom. They have, even the people that call themselves our people, without you knowing, there are some seed of the enemy that was planted in our midst during the time they have invaded us. Remember, a father is always the seed. Regardless of what you think, a father is a father's DNA is what is dominant in every child. A father's DNA is dominant in every child. That is the reason why a child must bear the name of the father. That is the reason why in the history you hear this is the seed of Abraham. They tell you that Isaac is the seed of Abraham. They will not tell you that Isaac is the seed of Sarah. They will never tell you Isaac is the seed of Sarah. Rather, they tell you Isaac is the seed of Abraham. Because when they invaded us, when they came in, I know Facebook will not like it, what I am preaching, but the truth must be told. If they remove you, bring back yourself. When they invaded us, they impregnated so many of our women. They impregnated so many of our women. And those women, because they want to get married, some of them carry that pregnancy, they go and give it to some of our fathers, without telling them the full story of what is going on. You don't understand the reason why Eji. There are people Apolosu in our land. There are many things they called. There are many people that the history told us that they used to banish. Those are the type of people. The ones that the enemy raped their mother. Because the enemy, the plans of the enemy raping your mother, they know that their seed is already here in this family, and their seed will continue from where they left off. That is the reason why you find so many infiltrators called our people. Infiltrators in IPOB. Those are the people that are called our people. We see them to be our people, but you don't understand when that blunder was made. You don't understand when that seed was planted, how that seed was planted, their generation. You don't understand how they came by. Because we no longer understand our good norms and our value system given to us by Chukwu Okike Abiama, nke anyị na-akpọ ọdịnala. Ịtụgharị ọdịnala isi, when you turn the ọdịnala upside down, when it becomes 1 year, it becomes omenana. Arobaro oburo omenana. So I want you actually to understand the difference between ordinana and omenana. Omenana are some certain things that when they turn our ordinana upside down, when it stretches for 1 year, it becomes omenana. I hope you are understanding it. Ordinana is ordibende. Omenana is when, like the shrine called Alose, they took away from Egypt, took away from many places. When they bring it to our people, they call it Alose. It becomes 1 year. They call it Omenana. I hope you are paying attention. They will call it Omenana. It is not our Omenana. It is not our Ordinana. We don't practice, paganism. We don't. We don't worship Alosia. That is the reason why our people are being misled all over the place. They are worshiping a graven image. In as much as we are condemning religion and Christianity, because it does not come from it is not our thing. We are condemning paganism. if it is actually a local name. That is what invasion did to our people. We cannot even pronounce our mother tongue, if it is one. But we are going to get there. We are going to be given a piece or the bende. Omenana is when, like, the shrine called Alose, they took away from Egypt, took away from many places. When they bring it to our people, they call it Alose. It becomes 1 year, they call it Omenana. I hope you are paying attention. They will call it Omenana. It is not our Omenana, it is not our Ordinana. We don't practice, paganism. We don't, we don't worship Alusiapilapi. That is the reason why our people are being misled all over the place. They are worshiping a graven image. In as much as we are condemning religion and Christianity, because it does not come from, it is not our thing. We are condemning paganism because we are not pagans. We are not pagans. We don't go and start worshiping a statue, just like the Roman Catholic brought to us. We don't do that. That is their own alosi. We brought it upon ourselves. We are worshiping it. We brought it upon ourselves. We are worshiping it. That is how it is. There is a long comment that I find here. I am going to read that comment. I am going to read that comment. This long comment that I found here. I am going to read it. John IPOB family now, greatest Biafra nation, the kingdom of God must exist, or death, or death, or death. My great super powerful supreme leader, Prophet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, King, my king, zoological Nigeria, British, UK government is already confirmed dead. Great people of great children of great Biafra, the kingdom of God. We are the children of great high almighty Chukwokikabiama, God and the children of light, and a nation with blessings of almighty Chukwokikabiama. God is, I am going to continue it on the background because it's not showing all. God and Almighty Chukwokikabiama, God and a children of light, a nation with blessings of Almighty Chukwokikabiama. God, it is time that we regain the kingdom of God on the face of this planet. Thank you for that comment. I don't know whom is it. Is Eloini. Pardon me if I am not able to pronounce your name. That is what invasion did to our people. If it is actually a local name, that is what invasion did to our people. We cannot even pronounce our mother tongue, if it is one. But we are going to get there. We are going to be given a pure language. That is the promises of God through the prophecy he gave to us. The prophecy says he is going to refine us. There will be no autopilot in our midst. There will be no Idu in our midst. There will be nothing in our midst that is going to put us back to be dirty again. He is going to refine us so that we are going to be like a fine gold. He is going to give us a pure language. That's what the prophecy says. He is going to give us a pure language. That is the prophecy. So what we are seeing today, we are not going to see it tomorrow. The prophecy of our life is written. The prophecy of our generation is there. It is up to you to go and acknowledge it. because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu acknowledge all the prophecy. That is the reason why so many people will tell you they don't believe in his theology, because he acknowledged all the prophecies. So that is how it is. That is how it is. I have digressed from what I am here for. We are actually here for what is called interactive session, where